Hi guys, Gio here for Independent Guides, and in this video we're looking at all the rides and attractions coming to Universal's theme parks around the world, from Florida to Hollywood, Singapore to Japan, and even a little look at Universal's new theme park opening in Beijing, China in just a few months' time. Remember to like this video to support the channel and subscribe to get more Universal, Disney and theme park videos like this one. We'll start off at the original Universal Studios Park in Hollywood, California. This park has had an incredibly rough 2020 as it's been closed since March 15th and it still hasn't opened due to the health crisis. However, that doesn't mean that nothing's been happening at the park. In fact, Universal is ready to debut a brand new attraction. This was meant to open on March 27th, so it's ready to go as soon as the park reopens, and it's the Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash attraction. This new ride will be completely unique and original to this park. The queue is said to be super immersive, and Insider.com said, "If you've ever been through the Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts ride queue at Universal Studios in Orlando, there is as much care put into this queue as that one." And that's hugely exciting. I do find it odd though that they didn't mention Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, which is, I think, a better queue and also in the same park. The ride itself is a traditional dark ride, which is really exciting, as Universal, unfortunately in my opinion, often relies too much on screens and on digital media, more than real life sets and animatronics for its attractions, so I am hugely excited to see this play out. The ride will make use of modern technology, so one very unique thing is you'll be turned into one of 15 different puppies, and then when you're going through the ride and you look to the mirrors left and right of you or ahead of you, instead of seeing yourself, you'll actually see a puppy staring back at you. And the technology is going to use facial recognition, a bit like the Memojis on Apple's iPhone, for example. So when you open your mouth or you move your eyes or tilt your head, the puppy will copy those actions too. As well as the physical props and the sets and the animatronics, there will still be some projection mapping and some screens throughout the ride as well. And when these are used well, they really do enhance one of these traditional dark rides. Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash is going to last 5 minutes, and the ride vehicles are going to be going along a linear path, so this isn't a trackless ride. It's very much a traditional dark ride, as I say. And the vehicles will be themed to cardboard boxes. Each vehicle will have just 2 seats and a lap bar style restraint for each person. The story of the attraction is that the other pets notice that you don't have a collar, and so you need to get to the pet shop to find an owner. So you'll go through the streets of New York and you'll end up going through Cat Alley from the first film. You'll also go through a pet wash. Really excited to see this finally open up. I have been waiting for this for a while. Obviously we didn't get it this year, so it'll probably be the first new Universal ride to open in 2021. Elsewhere in the park, a whole new land, Super Nintendo World, is being built. It doesn't seem like construction is super far along on this one, and so it's almost certainly not going to open up next year in 2021, so 2022 seems more likely for that. Stick around until later in the video because we'll be taking a look at Universal Studios Japan's very own Super Nintendo World, which is going to open in just a few months' time, and that will give us a good idea of what we can expect from this one here in Hollywood. Over in Florida, the big change here is Universal Orlando's new and fast roller coaster, Jurassic World Velocicoaster, which will be coming next spring. I've got a full video dedicated to this attraction in the description. I'll also make sure to add this as one of the videos on the end screen as well. So make sure to watch that after this one. But as a quick recap, here's the highlights. Velocicoaster will be opening in the Jurassic Park area of Universal's Islands of Adventure theme park. This will be a launch coaster with 2 launches, 4,700 feet of track, and the second launch will have you reaching speeds of 70 miles an hour in just 2.4 seconds. So that's 112 kilometers per hour. And that's going to make this the fastest coaster at Universal Orlando and the fastest Universal coaster ever, anywhere in the world. This will also be the resort's second tallest ride, as riders will reach heights of 155 feet or 47 meters, and that's only 12 feet shorter than Rip Ride Rocket, which is next door. It also looks like this will be the park's most intense roller coaster, or at least it's going to be on a par with Incredible Hulk. We can expect 12 seconds of airtime, and in versions we're going to have 4 of these, including a 360-degree barrel roll over the park's central lagoon. And in a first for Universal, the coaster trains will not have the over-the-shoulder harness-style restraints, despite the fact this ride goes upside down. So here we'll have a lap bar, which is very similar to the ones you find in Escape from Gringotts. The trains themselves look really sleek, really modern, and the height requirement for this ride will be 51 inches. As for the ride length, the whole ride time is going to be around 2 minutes, slightly under that maybe, from the load station back to the unload area. And as for the story, in this case you're going to be taking part in a high-speed chase alongside a Velociraptor pack. So this will be the Resorts Major Ride for 2021. We're not going to have anything else opening major this year, but we can probably expect towards the end of next year to hear a bit more about Universal's third theme park in Orlando, Epic Universe, which currently is paused, but once the whole situation at the moment is over, we should get some more information on that. Over in Singapore, we're not going to spend too long here. There's not much news at the moment. We were expecting a new Minions attraction and a land to open in 2021, but that project does look like it's paused at the moment. This was meant to replace the Madagascar area, but as no changes have been seen there yet, nothing's been touched, there's no chance that the park will be getting anything new for 2021. Also announced for this park is Super Nintendo World, but again, everything's on hold at the moment due to the pandemic, so we'll have to wait and see when and if these projects will continue. Speaking of Japan, at Universal Studios Japan, we definitely have one of the most exciting developments at theme parks for 2021 with the opening of Super Nintendo World. So this was due to open this summer in time for Tokyo's 2020 Olympics, but of course that was postponed and the park's closed, so this project is now set to open in spring 2021, so in just a few months' time. Universal is banking on this land being the next Wizarding World of Harry Potter, because this is meant to be replicated at all of its resorts around the world. As I've said, they're already building it in Hollywood, so this needs to be a success. Again, I have a whole video dedicated to Super Nintendo World linked in the description, but here's the highlights. You'll enter the land through a warp pipe and journey into Princess Peach's castle before coming out into the Super Nintendo World itself. This is going to have walls all around you, so it will be fully immersive. This will be the only thing you can see when you're inside the land. Straight ahead of you, you'll see Bowser's Castle, and you'll also notice you're on the upper level, because this is a first for Universal. This is a 2-level land in the theme park. And there'll be 2 main attractions in the land, Super Mario Kart and Yoshi's Adventure. Yoshi's Adventure is the kids' ride of the land. This will be a leisurely ride on a Yoshi with views over the whole of Super Nintendo World. This is going to be an Omnimover ride, so it will be continually loading and unloading like Disney's Haunted Mansion, and we expect this to be open to guests of all ages. The main attraction of this land is Super Mario Kart, which we do expect to have a height restriction. We just don't have the confirmed height restriction at the moment. So this will be a dark ride experience where you journey through popular racetracks such as Rainbow Road and Twisted Mansion. Having seen some leaks of the ride vehicles, this is starting to remind me a bit of Escape from Gringotts in the kind of intensity of the attraction. The ride is rumoured to use augmented reality goggles, so you can do things like throw virtual bananas and shells at your opponents, just like in the Mario Kart video games. There'll also be physical objects and sets and movement and projection mapping and screens, which will bring the whole of the world around you to life. As well as the attractions, there'll be an optional wristband sold in the shops, so this will be able to be linked to a smartphone, and then you can interact with different elements of the land. So the one that we keep hearing about is that you'll be able to jump into the air and touch one of the famous question mark blocks, just like in the game, and the app is going to keep track of the different adventures you take part in, and you'll be able to get stamps and coins as you go along. And of course, there'll be plenty of places to eat and shop too inside the land, and it looks like Universal may already be working on an expansion to the land for the future. For more on that, check out the full video in the description after this video. And finally, we're ending our tour of the new attractions coming to 2021 in Beijing. There's lots of exciting stuff coming up here, and this in a theme park that doesn't even exist yet, as Universal will be opening a whole new resort, Universal Studios Beijing and Universal Beijing Resort, in spring of 2021. And it is a big opening. It's going to be the world's most expensive theme park resort. It's coming in at $6.5 billion US, so that's going to be for the 2 hotels, a city walk, entertainment and eating area, and also the theme park itself. Universal has essentially gone for a greatest hits style park here, with lots of familiar attractions from the other parks and a few unique rides too. The park will have 7 themed lands: Hollywood Boulevard, Jurassic World Isla Nublar, Waterworld, Kung Fu Panda Land of Awesomeness, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Transformers Metro Base, and Minion Land. Hollywood Boulevard will be the park's entranceway, and the major attraction here will be a special effects show. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter will be a clone of Hogsmeade seen in the other Universal parks around the world, so it will have Forbidden Journey as the main ride, and then Flight of the Hippogriff as a secondary attraction. Minion Land will be very similar to the land that we find in Japan, and will be based around the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem ride that we find in Japan, Hollywood, and Orlando. Waterworld will be a clone of the show again seen in Japan and in Hollywood, but this is going to have a little bit of a mini land around it. Transformers Metro Base will have the Transformers 3D attraction that we see in the American parks, and it's also going to add a roller coaster. This new coaster is going to have the same layout as the Incredible Hulk coaster, but rethemed as the Deceptor coaster. Kung Fu Panda Land of Awesomeness, this will be an indoor land, and as well as some more minor flat rides like spinning rides. The flagship ride here and one of the park's unique attractions will be a flume boat ride, which is going to go through scenes starring the characters from Kung Fu Panda. Finally, what I think is going to be the coolest land, Jurassic World Isla Nublar, which is going to feature 2 major attractions as well as some more minor ones. So the big attractions here are an inverted roller coaster, which is likely themed to the Pteranodons, and the ride I'm most excited for, and for me the flagship ride of the park, is something just called Jurassic World Adventure. So this will take place in Jeep-like all-terrain vehicles, and you'll go into the area where the dinosaurs roam free, and just like in the first film, you'll encounter the T-Rex, Indominus Rex, Velociraptors. So it looks like this is going to be a really intense ride, and I'm expecting a next-gen version of Dinosaur at Disney's Animal Kingdom with a mix of screens and animatronics in this version. Again, if you want to find out more about this new park, we do have a dedicated video to Universal Studios Beijing in the description. If you're planning a trip to Universal Orlando or Universal Studios Japan, check out our travel guidebooks in the description. And for more Disney, Universal and theme park content, please subscribe to this channel. I've got a goal to reach 100 subscribers in the next month, so please help me reach that if you enjoy the content. Also, please take a second to hit the like button, as that helps YouTube recommend this video to other theme park fans. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.